But
Nice.
yeah, these are cool. These are cool. Definitely a time period. Like if you were there for it, you were into it. Like
Yeah.
outside of that, you probably weren't into these.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Collecting Brothers. We got a little bit of specialty today. We're going to be unlocking some memories. We're taking it back to our childhood, man. That's why we collect, right, Josh? Like, I collect because all the figures I couldn't have as a kid. And I know there's lots of collectors out there that's their main thing. You know, they never were able to have those figures potentially for financial reasons or, you know, whatever the case may be, and now they can. And we're going to go back in the files, you know, and find some figures that we had, or maybe you guys had, or wanted, or couldn't have, like us. We're going to be unlocking some memories here, friends, and I'm excited to take a trip down memory lane. We'll see where it takes us.
Exactly. Yeah. And I started to think about, you know, what draws me to 6-inch, right? Because I get 12-inch, I get like Hot Toys, I get, you know, vintage collection figures, and even McFarlane's 7-inch, right? Those scales just don't do it for me. When I have a 6-inch figure, there's something about
it's different, right?
That 6-inch plastic figure, articulated figure, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm drawn to it. And I was thinking more about it and about our childhood and toys we collected. And I was even going further back, right? Because we collected Halo figures, Lord of the Rings figures. But even further back, I remember collecting Bionicles. Maybe like many of you have before. You know, it started in the early 2000s. It died off in 2010 is when officially Lego kind of killed the line. Right. And it was like it was an original concept by Lego, and it was their own thing. And these are basically like 6-inch articulated action figures because they ran 6-inch and they were highly articulated because of the Technic pieces that Lego implemented into these, and they are just sick, man. I remember getting some of these for my birthday and for Christmas. Just, you know, the elemental whole concept to it. Yeah. And not only that, I was even thinking even deeper about these because they're Lego. All the parts are customizable, swappable, and I just remember combining, you know, yellow and kit bashing. Yeah, exactly. So like just thinking back to this time when I would play with Bionicles and collect them, it's like I'm still doing that to this day with figures and Mythic Legions. It's like kit bashing all day. Exactly.
Yeah, that is
exactly. Good. So it's like it's deep rooted in me.
If you guys want a full rundown on Bionicle and the history of them, go check out Dan Larson over at Secret Galaxy. Did a great video essay on the history of Bionicle. And apparently, like, this was like a big chance a big risk for Lego with the Technique pieces and the whole thing. Like, they were struggling to get that line going until Bionicle showed up and just took it by storm, right? We got TV shows of Bionicle, dude. I mean, it was huge.
The Bionicle movie, oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys right now, if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie, man. Bionicle, okay, I'm not talking about Bionicle 2, Bionicle 1, whoo, that movie's so good. And another thing I loved about Bionicle is that, and honestly, this is one of the factors that contributed into ultimately getting canceled, was the immense lore, right? For properties targeted at such young kids, this had crazy lore. It had crazy stories, crazy like characters, just like some dark arcs with other characters. And the Toa, which what these guys are called, the Toa, it was based off of kind of Pacific Islanders culture. Okay. And that's one of the factors where Pacific Islanders were kind of in uproar because they were kind of using parts of their culture for their toys. And they were not only using parts of culture, but they were just straight up scraping words like the Toa. And parts of their islands and just their names, and their lore is basically Pacific Islander lore.
Really?
It's just oh my god! Exactly. This is just their mythology, and so a lot of the Pacific Islanders kind of
take offense.
You know, canceled. We're trying to cancel it, and ultimately, when Lego, because this was a very successful line, like you mentioned,
very.
And then as it started declining, they're just like, it's not worth it. You know, even though it's still profitable, just with the backlash we're getting because of the cancel culture, they're just like, just cancel it.
Yeah, just end it. But yeah, no, they take you back, man. I think McDonald's had toys of these. I love the head sculpts too. Like, I love that they had masks that you could take off, and they had like creepy robot faces underneath as well.
Yeah, and it was like another thing that's deep rooted in me. When you took off the mask, all their skulls were translucent pieces. And so, you know me, I love the translucent pieces.
Yeah, Bionicle's huge. That's a great one. Did you ever finish the team? Did you ever have all of them?
I don't think so. I don't know. To be honest, I actually don't know, because to be honest, I feel like I played with them, but because my buddy had them all.
Oh, okay.
So I don't actually, it's like kind of blurred in my memory of what ones I actually had and what ones I didn't.
Right.
But I know I played with all of them.
Right. Comment down below if you guys had a full Bionicle collection of the Toa, man. That'd be so cool. That is definitely something I remember you playing with. Nothing that I was like really into. I remember that green guy. I don't know why, but I had that guy's mask.
I had the green guy. I had the green guy for sure.
Yeah, and they came in like cool packaging. Didn't they come in like tubes?
Yeah, little plastic tube canisters so you could store them. Exactly.
Yeah, and it was just for them, just inside of there. They didn't come in the Lego boxes. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, great figure here. Definitely takes us back to when we were kids, man. All right, next up, for me, I'm bringing in the 1991 Bandai Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord. I never had this. I was a big Power Ranger fan as a kid. One of the earliest shows I remember watching in our old apartment, in the basement apartment. I don't even think you were born yet, but I remember watching that show, man, and loving it. And I had some of the swappable figures, or the swappable head figures that clicked, I loved those, but I never was able to get the Zord. I always wanted, because like that, again, just giant monsters fighting giant robots. That's like buried deep inside of me, man. That's a core part of me.
It's deep inside. This is why you love your Ultraman, your Godzilla, your Pacific Rim, your Gundam. All this is making sense. This is checking out for both of us.
Exactly. So yeah, like just seeing those figures, seeing those giant robots fight, and not getting one, not ever having one, it's something I always chase for. And I came really close to owning one once. My buddy Sam, who lived in like a cul-de-sac away from us, he was having a yard sale. And this cat was going to sell his Megazord. He had it out on the table. I can't even remember the price, but I didn't have it. I didn't have the funds for it. So I went home, back to my mom. Again, this is 91. That probably would have been, I would have been like 6 years old or something, Went back to my mom. I was like, Mom, please, I want to have this figure. Please. Yeah. She did give me the money, man. And had to go back. And like, I remember like crying. Like going back crying, telling him I can't afford it, and leaving crying because I wanted this figure so. But yeah, the Zord. Yeah, again, that's a core part of me, man.
And one thing I just appreciate seeing this is I love back in the olden times with like the old toys that they would do the vac metal. The vac metal paint. I wish that stuff would return, because just look at the Megazord sword and his thighs and just all throughout. That vac metal shines like no other. No paint can replicate what that vac metal does.
It's different. It's definitely different, and it is very, very shiny. And but the Megazord, man, till this day, I still don't own. I think you can pick it up for like $103 or something, the classic one here. But I don't know if I would. I feel like I just get an updated version.
Yeah, exactly. Just get Hasbro will come out with one. Right. Give me that HasLab, baby.
All right. Next up, what do we got here?
Okay, so
I remember that purple thing
I was into. Yeah, this was something I was into, and this, a lot of you guys, I feel like this was huge when I was a kid. These were huge. Like all my friends, me, everybody, we wanted these toys. Just like these, especially when kind of robotics was first initially starting in the early 2000s. These robots, now I think about them, they did nothing. Okay, so the big boy, you've probably seen that big boy. We had him.
Yeah.
His name's Robo Sapien, dude. Robo Sapien. All he did was just wobble. Right. iDog, dude. Before the iPad, there was the iDog. All he did was wobble, too. He just wobbled. And he was motion sensitive though, because it was sick. You'd walk in your room, and then on the bottom here we have Iz. Iz was cool though, because Iz was a media player, so that you could connect your MP3 to, and he would play music with it, like almost like a early speaker, like a little early portable speaker. And also he had some some other features.
He also
just like the. He also, yeah, exactly. I just think, just early robotic toys is for all the rage.
They were, man. They were huge. Everyone wanted that robot that you could control, that would walk in front of you. But yeah, you're right. Like they really didn't do much of anything else besides that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, these are cool. I think Sum 41 did a video with one of these.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was huge.
Yeah, man. Maybe, I don't know, but I know the not the Homo sapien, the Robo sapien.
The Robo sapien.
The Robo sapien. I think it was like some variation of it was in a Sum 41 music video. All they did is they just followed him around town and like falling over in the trash, like telling the whole story. So yeah, these are cool. These are cool. Definitely a time period. Like if you were there for it, you were into it. Like
yeah.
Outside of that, you probably weren't into these.
Yeah.
All right, next up, another big event for me, I guess, in my life. 1998's Toy Soldiers, right? movie where the action figures came alive. Yeah, I watched Indian in the Cupboard, whatever. Toy Soldiers was the better movie for me. Just more action, more craziness, just more violence. But these figures were, I think, just the best. The property was cool because they were action figures, but the figures and you could actually go out and buy them. Out of all of these, I only ever earned Sergeant or Major Chip. I only ever got Major Chip personally. And the saddest thing with him, I lost him one day. He would come with me everywhere, but I lost him at a Sears. I don't know if I forgot him somewhere or if I put him down to look at something else. I remember always having him, and then one day after going to Sears, gone forever.
Oh my gosh. No, yeah, these are so cool. I would love to get modern updates. Like I feel like Todd would crush it with this. If he got these figures, this is like Todd's aesthetic, Todd's vibe. He would do so good.
He would do them all, right? And to their scale. Like he would go as big as he needs to go with them.
Yeah, they gotta make them. I feel like we need these figures in updated versions,
That would be pretty cool. But yeah, these are all the figures they did release. And it was Hasbro that actually released this stuff. So kind of interesting there.
Oh, nice.
Very limited articulation, like the arms moved, and they all had like gimmicks, of course, because that's how most toys were back then.
Yeah.
They all, did a spin action or something. But no, again, man, Toy Soldiers, another great movie. I still watch it to this day. Like, I don't know, I enjoy it.
Exactly. It just instilled that love for toys for you,
And it's probably, as a toy collector, you got to watch this movie as a rite of passage, right? Like this Toy Soldiers and Jingle All the Way, right? Every collector's seen those, right? Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Comment down below if you haven't seen those. I want to know. I want to talk to you. I feel like everyone has seen those movies. Maybe in the Indian in the Cupboard too, because that's a cool concept.
Yeah. No, for sure.
But oh yeah, man, I always regretted. And honestly, dude, if I'm thinking back on it now, I think I know why I left it. I left it because our dad told me that I could get a N64 game. And I picked Rugrats in Paris because it was the cheapest one there. So I traded the Rugrats in Paris for a Major Chip. Accidentally,
worth it.
Just because the Chucky
is a solid game, man. Worth it.
Give me the black cartridge too. Not bad.
Yeah, it's rare.
The only game you played was the Chucky game, though.
Heck yeah, dude! The Chucky with the planks, the wood planks, is the best game.
No, I like the bumper car one where you had to collect the balloons.
Dude.
The Chucky one was
fighting those planks.
All right, but there, yeah, Toy Soldiers, man. That would be cool if McFarlane or someone picked up the line.
We gotta get them.
Be cool. Next up
here, I think just a lot of, when I go walk down the toy aisle, there's a bunch of kids, there's me, and then there's the 50-year-old Hispanic man searching through the Hot Wheels, right? Yeah. I feel like we're two separate communities, but we're still collecting communities, and so you just always give a nod.
We're adjacent, right? We understand.
Yeah, you give a nod to those Hot Wheels collectors. They're still collectors. You just respect them.
Yeah.
You let them go on their way. They're in a different aisle.
They're in a different aisle.
Yeah, they're in a different aisle. But sometimes you walk past them, and you just give them the head nod, give them the salute. But yeah, I think who didn't want a Hot Wheels set? Like me, the one I can remember that I got was the Shark Bite Bay, dude. The Shark Bite Bay, and they've remade this and modernized it, and you can like every so often they've re-release a new iteration of Shark Bite Bay.
That's cool.
But just getting a Hot Wheels set to this day, I think it's spawned a lot of collectors, because a Hot Wheels game is big now, and there's a lot of chases, and there's a lot of exclusives, kind of just as similar with the action figure community. They're a big community.
Honestly, like as an adult, the only reason I downloaded the video game Hot Wheels Unleashed was for like the nostalgic reasons of that I never had a Hot Wheels track, so I could then just pretend that I was the car in the track on Hot Wheels Unleashed.
Yeah,
oh man,
they were cool, man. And the only thing to remember is like most people, you get it on Christmas, you play with it all Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And then you never play with it again. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? That's really it. You lose the pieces. It goes in storage because it's too large to keep out.
Yeah, that's true. It's a lot. And batteries too. You run out of batteries, then the boosters don't work anymore.
But that Christmas morning, man, opening up brand new Hot Wheels set, even if it was just a little set, right? Because the Shark Bite Bay is a little. It's not like I always wanted, those ones with the motor that ran by themselves. This one you gotta load by yourself and drop it. Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember
playing all Christmas morning.
I remember the Shark Bite. I remember you playing with that a lot.
Yeah, it was sick.
Or even I remember just having the shark, like just using the shark for other things too. Like we just disconnect
yeah.
and using the shark for other things as well. But yeah, no, that is cool. It's definitely a big one for a lot of people. All right, next up for me here, man, we're taking it to 2003. I was probably a little too young for these movies, but I was watching them anyways. It was the Matrix movies, and one of my favorite figures that McFarlane did, right? The McFarlane had this toy line. They did like statue-esque figures, kind of like their sports figures that they had. I had the Neo and Morpheus from the first movies, and I always wanted, man, the APU. This was one of like, again, takes it back to mechs, robots, right? And this APU. And I remember just seeing it in an FYE once. Man, FYE's, I don't know if it's still around, yeah. But before FYE Media Play, man, rest in peace Media Play. But I remember at a FYE one Christmas, again, this is right around that time where your parents are just like, yeah, whatever, you can buy anything you want. But yeah, there was an APU. Big old green black box, looking so cool. All the cabling looking mint. And right next to it, unfortunately, maybe not unfortunately, just on the other side of the coin was a Luke Skywalker lightsaber. The Force effects, normal lightsaber, Luke Skywalker lightsaber, just the blue blade. This is early in the Force effects line. I don't think Hasbro even bought them out yet. I'm not sure. But it was those two choices, and I went with the lightsaber. I was just, a little younger. Like, yeah, I appreciated Matrix. It was a cool movie, but Star Wars is so cool, right? At that age. And I would have been like 14, 13 or something, 12 like that. So yeah, I went with the Star Wars lightsaber. I still have that lightsaber till this day. I love it. It's a full metal hilt, but I sometimes look back at that moment and regret not getting this APU, because currently you can't find a clean APU. And a lot of them are broken due to time and plastic wearing.
Yes.
Down. But yeah,
you definitely made the wrong decision there. Looking back, you definitely made the wrong decision. Force FX lightsabers was actually always done by Hasbro.
Okay.
They've always been done by Hasbro, but thinking back to it now, it's like not only can you not get this, but now there's better Luke Skywalkers, right? Because now they're removable hilts,
removable blades,
better motion sensors. Because at the time I remember playing with yours, it was a very new technology. It was sick though, the motion sensor, right?
It only has like three or four sounds.
Yeah, and like now there's like better sound effects, better motion sense, removable hilts.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely wrong choice there. You can't judge it though. You were a kid.
I was a kid, man, and Star Wars was bigger. I did love Matrix, and I had some figures, but man, yeah, this APU is it's up there with the Chappie 3.0 Chappie, man. It's a grail. It's definitely a grail for me personally, man. And this one more so because I have a regret of holding one. Like, I had one in my hands. I had it in my hands.
You had the green light. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the APU from McFarlane Toys, just beautiful, beautiful figure. All right, friends. Well, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for us. I hope you enjoyed this walk down memory lane here. Let us know down below what you guys missed out on Christmas. What was a figure that you just, you held, you saw, you played with, your friend, but your buddy had that you didn't have, that you always wanted. I want to know all those memories. Think back to those times when times were simpler, easier. You just came home, watched TV, played video games. But yeah, as always, friends, keep collecting, keep playing, and may the action figure gods smile upon you. Peace.